all these damn illegal aliens taking over American jobs. It ain't right because they're all criminals, you know. That's why we need a strong leader that'll put Americans first. That's why I voted for him, because he said he's going to deport all them illegal aliens, okay? Because I'm a proud American farmer. I don't need no illegal immigrants taking over my job.
Guys, I was wrong, and I can admit that. When people were saying that mass deportations would greatly affect farmers, I didn't actually think they were serious. They said that Americans were unwilling to do the jobs that immigrants do, and I didn't believe them. But this new video that I just saw proved me wrong.
It's just been harder and harder and harder to find those people to work.
Bethany Gotts owns Quay's Farm in Mountain Home, but now with fewer workers, a lot of the manual labor is left up to her. She tells me she's tried hiring locally, but it's been difficult to find people willing to do the hard work.
Finding a legal American here that is going to work as hard as an immigrant is nearly impossible.
She even posted job openings on Facebook.
I had 7 people contact me about it, and when I sent them the description, I had no people respond.
I went ahead and found the job listing. She's offering $2,000 to $3,000 a month for full-time manual labor on a farm.
She says hiring undocumented workers is not an option, with serious risks for both sides.
One, you're going to get fined. You have unfortunately, an employee living in fear. They could get picked up at any moment, and then you're without an employee.
To keep her farm running, Gotts is hiring high schoolers and is now looking into the federal H-2A visa program.
I have endeavored to spend $200,000 to build a small worker housing so that I can get H-2 workers next year.
This woman had $200,000 lying around that she could have used to pay some strapping young Idaho corn-fed boys to do the manual labor on her farm, but instead built temporary housing for visa workers. I never thought I'd live to see the day where liberal media was telling people, are you unwilling to pay Americans a fair and decent living wage for hard manual labor? Just import a bunch of people to do it for way cheaper, and then put them in a house and they can't go anywhere else because what other option do they have? Man, I feel like there's a term for that, but it's just slipping my mind.
All of us farmers have officially fucked around, and we have officially found the fuck out now, guys. I am on the verge of bankruptcy. I'm on the verge of tears. Overnight, all of my help fled. My help, out of fear for their safety, their lives, they fled. And now I am left out here standing in my unharvested carrot field. It is January, and I'm in Kansas, and this is when carrot harvest goes in Kansas. This field should be full of workers, but all my workers left. And who the do you think is to blame for that? Every single one of them left. Now I have to by myself try to fill that truck with a load of carrots in one day, and I can't do that, guys. I have to get these carrots to market by next week, or my contract is terminated. This is $936,000 worth of carrots right here, and I can't pick them by myself. If they're unharvested, I will get kicked out of that contract, and I will get sued by the Planters Loves Carrots company.
Trump says, be patient. The farmer's going to be better than ever. Well, you better hurry up, because we can't stand this much.
That was Franz Roland, a farmer here in southern Georgia. He's been farming for more than 40 years, but he said the last year has been one of the most difficult ever.
With the prices like they are today, we're not going to make any money. We just try to figure out a way to not lose so much.
He doesn't blame President Trump for the economic challenges he's facing.
We've lost our market share, our trade to China. I don't know who dropped the ball in Washington to allow these prices, its trade to diminish like it's trade like it has. But somebody dropped the ball. Somebody wasn't looking out for us.
Yeah. They are willing to lose everything, all because of their racism, their misogyny, and their bigotry, because they did not want to vote for the black woman because of the hatred in their hearts.
He doesn't blame President Trump for the economic challenges he's facing.
So if he doesn't blame Donald Trump for the economic challenges that he's facing, when he came right out and said it's due to America's trade relationship with China. This is how mind-wiped these people are, just about as much as their bank accounts are about to be wiped out.
I don't know who dropped the ball in Washington to allow these prices, its trade to diminish like it's trade like it has. But somebody dropped the ball. Somebody wasn't looking out for us.
I don't know who dropped the ball in Washington. I don't know who is responsible for this. Is it Joe Biden? Is it Barack Obama? How in God's name has this man run a successful business? Who else do you think is responsible and to blame? His decisions that are destroying your family's legacy. You don't know who's to blame in Washington. Man, when I tell you, these people have lost their ever-loving minds. Do you hear me? America's most farming-dependent counties overwhelmingly back President-elect Donald Trump by an average of 77.7%. Here's what I know a whole lot of other American citizens has to say to you in response to this. Have the day you voted for.
Wait, you mean to tell me Americans don't want to pick lettuce for $2 an hour? No. Now the farmers are crying because they can't find any workers. Ain't that something? After you pushed out all of the immigrant workers who actually did the job, now you're standing around wondering why Chet and Kaylee won't come pick your cabbage in 100-degree weather for $4.75 and a Capri Sun? Y'all really thought folks were going to jump at the chance to break their backs for pennies on a dollar. But you know what's even funnier, y'all? Some of these farmers say the American workers they do get, they don't even last the whole damn day. One guy said somebody walked off by lunch, and honestly, I support it. Listen, I wouldn't be out there picking strawberries and fighting bees and being dehydrated just so that farmer could sell those strawberries for $12.99 a box at Whole Foods. Negative. See, they've been telling you this lie for years. They took our jobs. Nah, Americans, you didn't want those jobs. You just didn't want them to have the jobs either. Now look at you, a field full of crops and not a soul to pick them. Next time, think twice before turning labor into a culture war. Because now, it's just you and your own damn tomatoes.
All these damn illegal aliens taking over American jobs, it ain't right because they're all criminals, you know. That's why we need a strong leader that'll put Americans first. That's why I voted for him, because he said he's going to deport all them illegal aliens, okay? Because I'm a proud American farmer. I don't need no illegal immigrants taking over my jobs. Ain't that right, Jose? Jose? Juan? Pedro? Where did y'all go? Hey, where did they go? They left. Why did they leave? They got work to do. Because they were illegal, and you voted for the guy that wants to deport them. Not really the most stable working environment. What? But I need their cheap labor to make my thin profit margins to make sense financially. Well, you should have thought about that, because now you're going to have to hire Americans, and they're going to unionize and ask for higher wages and eat into those profit margins. Are you saying that I have to face the consequences of my own actions? Because we can't afford this. We're all going to be bankrupt in 2 quarters. Funny how life works that way.
What's up, good people? This is Melanin Mocktail. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. Support our sister. Do you know what's amazing? Some people will destroy their own future just to feel superior, even for just 5 minutes. And that's exactly why we are watching this happen. Actually, we are rewatching. I know you've watched many videos about MAGA farmers, but you've not watched this one. So these farmers were screaming, build the wall, deport the immigrants. Okay, America first. Meanwhile, the immigrants they wanted deported were same people picking their crops. A moment of silence. Okay, these people were the same people driving their trucks, keeping their farms alive. Now suddenly, the workers are gone. And these farmers are standing in the fields looking confused like, wait, who's supposed to harvest this stuff? So, you deported your employees. What did you think was going to happen? The corn was going to pick itself? Come on. What were you thinking? Anyway, it's not like I'm mocking you guys, but just common sense. This is so ironical because these same people spend years complaining about welfare, complained about food stamps, complained about government aid, about immigrants, black people, socialism. Now suddenly, their farms are collapsing and they are begging the government to bail them out. Oh, so now government help matters. Interesting because capitalism sounded real sexy when they were winning. Now diesel prices are high, farms credit is disappearing, tariffs are destroying markets, crops are literally rotting in the field, and suddenly they want taxpayer sympathy. That's the part I find it fascinating because a lot of these farmers did not vote for economics, they voted emotionally, they voted against immigrants, LGBTQ, against anything that made them uncomfortable, against black people, against brown people. And now reality has arrived with a bill attached to it because here's the thing nobody wants to say out loud. You cannot run agricultural empire while attacking the labor force that keeps it. America's farming industry has depended heavily on immigrants' labor for decades. Everybody knew this, including the farmers. But some of them thought the deportation would magically only affect other people, not them. And they thought black people are going to come to the fields and start doing the work. So they thought this is not going to affect them. That is how privilege works sometimes. People think bad policies will somehow skip over their front door. But policies don't care who voted for them. Consequences don't care about campaign signs. Now the workers are gone and suddenly these farmers are out there saying, I'm too old to work in these fields. Well, the people you deported were not too loud. They are not too old. The people you look down on were the ones carrying the industry on their back. And let me say this, black Americans want this country over and over again. They were saying this politics of hate is going to hurt everybody. But every time the black folks spoke up, people said, oh, stop playing the race card. Oh, you're just angry. Oh, you people complain too much. Meanwhile, black Americans were just seated watching people vote directly against their own survival. And now look, everything black people want about is happening in real time. That is why I always say never underestimate black political awareness, because these people have been forced to study power, survival, economics, and systems longer than people in this country. Black Americans understand something many people still don't understand. When politicians spend all day trying to make you fear immigrants, fear black people, fear minority, fear gay people, they are usually distracting you from who is actually picking your pocket. And while some farmers were busy blaming immigrants and black people for their struggles, corporations were raising prices. Tariffs were hurting exports, fuel prices were climbing, banks were tightening farm credit, and the farms kept getting weaker. But instead of focusing on those real issues, many people got emotionally manipulated by culture wars. That is a tragedy. So black Americans were not running to save these farms now. They cannot save you. And I don't blame them, because for years, some of these communities treated black people like enemies. Now suddenly they want solidarity because they are struggling. Life does not work like that. Respect matters. Community, humanity matters. You cannot spend years insulting people, targeting people, blaming people for your problems, and then expect the same people to rescue you when your choices fail. And despite all this, black Americans continue to thrive culturally. even through discrimination, economic inequality, historical injustice, and constant political attacks. Black Americans still influence music, fashion, sports, language, entertainment, culture, global trends. Still innovating, still surviving, still moving the culture forward. That resilience is powerful because while some people are collapsing the moment life gets uncomfortable, Black Americans had to master survival many generations ago. Turning struggle into creativity is practically an art at this point. And honestly, Black Americans have that strength every single day. Now look, I do not celebrate ordinary people suffering, and I'm not enjoying to watch families to lose their farm. But I do believe people need to learn something from this moment. Hatred is not an economic strategy. Racism is not a business plan. And voting based on resentment instead of reality can destroy your own future. That is the lesson to be learned from this video. You cannot build prosperity on division forever. Eventually, reality shows up. And when it does not care about your slogans, the red hat, political fantasies. Reality collects its debt. And a lot of people are finally understanding that now. So, what do you think? Please comment, share, subscribe, and I insist on subscribing. Support your fellow Black person. And if you're not Black, you can still support me. Anyway, goodbye.